Hey, Scott from Aristocob.com here.
And Seth from SethMarkwood.com.
Together, along with you, the three of us, we are Markwood Men's Breakfast Club, and welcome back to Markwood Men's Breakfast Club 2020. We've missed you.
Missed each other, too.
We've missed each other, yeah. We're just comparing notes that we've actually have had about 5 days in the last, how many days?
Well, I've been home about 5 of the last 25 days with work travel and stuff, and a few of them have been the same 5 days, and then both of us are traveling out of town again this week. So I said, well, if we're gonna do something, if we're gonna do some videos in 2020, we should do it tonight.
Let's go ahead and do it. So, welcome back. We've got a few things to talk about, but maybe as kind of a segue, I am going to smoke my brand new,
That's beautiful.
My brand new Bing's favorite, and this is a Savinelli version of a Bing Crosby pipe, and we are going to smoke in it Esoterica's Dunbar, which was gifted to us during Tobacco Advent last year by our buddy Martin from Over a Pipe. So thank you, Martin, and just go ahead and get into this. And so there's our segue. You know, since we were last together, our buddy Matches860 passed away unexpectedly, and I happened at the time to be in Denver for a funeral of a family friend, and had already planned on talking with my dad on this very channel about the importance, basically, of having a will and planning your end of life so that folks around you know what your desires are, and then that happened. So it was a very surreal situation, and I posted a real short video on the Aristocob channel, and then my dad and I posted the video on our channel. Now you said you have not had a chance to watch that video.
Not.
I know that you know Grandpa's sentiments on that, because you know he'd already sat everybody down and shared what his will, he and my mom's will contains, what their desires are, and so on. And now, if you've watched that video, you know as much about it as Boy does.
Don't put the burden of dealing with all that on the people who are going to have to deal with all of that if you can help it. If I can summarize what I assume was said.
That's exactly right. So, let me give you the Matches860 connection to this pipe. I've mentioned several times that this is a shaped pipe that I really like, the Bing Crosby style. So much so that, you know, we've had the Cobsby pipe here for the last 2 years of Tobacco Advent, and I have one here that someone sent me. Here's an estate pipe that kind of mimics it. This is a Canadian style pipe. Notice the difference in length on these two, right?
Yeah.
And I just got it in my craw about mid-December that I wanted to go ahead and get one of these pipes. And so I jumped on YouTube, as I do, and I searched for it. And whose video pops up first? Of course, it's our buddy John, Matches860. And so I watched his video, and he shared, you know, gave his review of the pipe. And I left a comment there about how, hey, I'm doing a little time traveling, because it had been several years since he posted that video. And that started a little back and forth conversation that he and I were having somewhere, maybe Facebook Messenger, something. And then later I went ahead and ordered the pipe, and I introduced myself on his Friday live video, and he jumped right into asking me about this. So he outed me on a Friday Night Live that I had just bought a Briar pipe, and I don't smoke Briars. I don't, but there's just a couple shapes that really appeal to me, and this is one of them. So I am smoking this tonight, talking about John. So, just in case you missed it, just in case you missed it, Eddie Gray from the Pipe Nook has been in communication with the folks at Savinelli, and the Savinelli pipe was not this particular one, but another pipe was John's go-to, especially on Friday. And the folks at Savinelli have agreed to produce a limited run of a pipe commemorating John. So it'll have somewhere on it Matches860, and they'll be numbered. So depending upon however many get made, and it's going to be a one-time run. There was some discussion about, hey, could this be something that they could put into production? Well, this is a style that they already have. It already has a number and a name. So they're gonna do it a one-time thing. I mean, and then if we wanted to talk about, you know, who owns the name and, you know, what intellectual property is going on. So anyway, what Eddie is doing is he is having those pipes pre-sold on his website, and $10 of each sale is going to be set aside and sent to John's family, which is great. Thank you, Eddie. Eddie did not have to do that. That's a pipe that is worth every bit what he's charging for, and he's going to set aside $10 for the family. This is one of those situations where I know a lot of folks are going to say, gosh, do I do it? It'd be nice to have, but do I really want to spend the money? I think it's $115 plus shipping. And by the way, about the shipping, Eddie typically does not ship international. He will for this pipe. Eddie does not typically ship within the state of Florida because he's in the state of Florida, and it's troublesome shipping within your own state. They require a lot of you, especially with the tobacco product. So he doesn't take orders within Florida. He's going to do it for this pipe.
Wow.
So he has removed pretty much every roadblock between you and this pipe, except for one thing, and that was I went on his website and I searched for it, and I couldn't find it. So as I searched the Savinelli pipes, I didn't see it there. I searched the term matches. It came up with a suggestion on how to smoke a pipe, and I talked about matches. Finally, I searched Matches860. That brought the pipe up. So here's where I'm going to interject myself into this just a little bit. Boy knows I have this horrible habit of buying URLs. And on a hunch, I went and checked, and sure enough, Matches860.com was not taken. So I bought it, and by the time this video is live, I'll have that redirected to the page of Eddie's website where you can place your order. When the sale is complete, I'll either create a landing page that will send you some places that are commemorative of John, but for sure you should check out the page that's over on briarreport.org. That is a great website, briarreport.com and briarreport.org.
Are they different?
And they are different. briarreport.com is in the style of the Drudge Report. It's an aggregator. It's just a bunch of articles, links to articles that are found out on the interwebs. briarreport.org is where actual Briar Report content is kept. BRTV videos are there. Articles that are unique to Briar Report are housed there. And there is a in memoriam page for John there that has links to, or maybe even embedded videos of all the videos that folks have put out. So whatever I do with that URL, it's not going to be to sell corncob pipes. Okay, so that much I can assure you, and we'll keep John's memory alive. But like I said, this is one of those things that I know if you buy it, you're not going to regret having it. I know if you don't buy it, you're going to regret not buying it. So, you know, don't buy a corncob pipe for a couple months and go pick up one of these pipes. There you go. My plug.
Nice. So I don't really have anything to add because, as this is no surprise to anyone who's watched the channel for a long time, don't really watch YouTube videos, and so I am familiar with Matches videos. Wouldn't be able to tell you his real name. Have watched maybe 20 minutes in grand total of content that he's posted. Know that he is extremely popular and a huge part of the pipe community. And you know, for me, the weirdest part of the whole thing is that there is somebody who is part of the community who, whether I follow them or not, has a huge footprint on the community, and that person is just gone. And so, you know, that is the weight of it that I have felt. But you know, in terms of having any sort of personal connection or any sort of personal experience, I totally am lacking all of that.
So I sent you the text message saying he had died.
Mm-hmm.
You immediately knew who it was.
I did.
Because you hear me talking about him.
Yeah, and I did, and weirdly, I think it was like not long before that, a couple of days before that, I had randomly come across one of his videos from 7 years ago or 8 years ago. Facial hair totally different, and it was very, very odd just to see younger Matches, and how some of the you know, just way of presenting has changed over time. I mean, yeah, I know of him, know who he is, but you know, for me, I don't have that same kind of personal relationship, digital relationship, as a lot of you guys.
So weird.
Yeah,
it's weird. I mean, even his daughter, who jumped on Facebook and started communicating with a bunch of us, acknowledged that we're a bunch of her dad's pipe smoking, weird pipe smoking friends. And then she goes on to say, and she loves us, right? I mean, you know, obviously we meant a lot to John. John meant a lot to us, and that's sweet that she has reached out, and she's assured us that his channel's going to stay up.
Good.
And so he'll be making new fans for years to come, which is just amazing.
Well, that's you know, I heard somebody pose the question recently. At what point will the number of channels or Facebook pages of deceased people outnumber
living?
Yeah, because there mathematically would seem to be a turning point, assuming that those platforms continue. You know, Facebook continues for the next 50 years, if that's the platform of choice. You know, who knows if that would be the case? But at a certain point, there are. You know, I still get yearly birthday notifications from my father-in-law, who passed away 3 years ago, almost. You know, and his page is there, pictures are there, people can continue to comment, and he's not the only one.
That is something we learned. I forget who discovered it, but if you change somebody's page to deceased, you can no longer receive messages there, or they can no longer send messages or post or something. I don't know the details, but you know, don't do anything. Just let the page go as it is. Who was it that told us that? A friend whose wife died discovered that.
Really?
Yeah, there's no undoing it once it's been done. Yeah. So let's talk about something else. We have another elephant in the room. And that is,
look, I know I've been off keto for a couple of days, but that's kind of rude.
So, as happens every year, we always get to the end of Christmas and our lives speed up really fast, because my employer, beginning of January, is our national sales meeting. The training kicks off for me and travel starts, and the same happened with Boy. And so we had said that we would get the Cornaments out as soon as we could, and Boy still had to print some of these ornaments that we promised.
How many did I still have to print?
I don't know.
At that point, I had to print, I think, 3 or 4.
Oh.
I think I had to print 4 to get caught up.
Because
I got 22 of them of 26.
Somebody went on to promise a few more of them.
Unilaterally, without input on the broken status of one's 3D printer. It broke in the middle of printing the ornaments, Markman's Breakfast Club ornaments, and have had just a heck of a time trying to print the remaining 4, to then find out that it's 4 plus 11.
I need more.
4 plus 11.
So if you're waiting patiently by your mailbox, you can stop now. Nothing has been sent because we've been waiting on Boy to complete this run. And I think this is the worst of them. And I was shocked when I saw it because, you know what? It looks great. It looks on the front side, it looks as good as any of them do. But what's happening on the back? What is the situation that's going on with your printer?
I don't know. I really am unsure because some of them are turning out like garbage. Some of them are turning out just fine.
That's the first thing that prints, right? The back.
So what you didn't show is on the back of them, I'm having some difficulty getting them to adhere to the bed fully, and I thought it was caused by some potential warping in my bed. I replaced the bed with glass, and so where it touches the bed, it is perfect. It's pristine. And then where it doesn't touch the bed, you get weird warping. So I was having this problem and kind of gave up. And it's difficult to see.
Here's a pretty one. Look at that one.
That was before it started screwing up. I was getting this problem on the backs of them. I said, they're not coming out. I can't. I'm not satisfied. I'm not satisfied with them because there's a little bit of it's not perfectly smooth. Some of them are. Some of them are perfectly smooth on the back. Here's one that's it's great. It's exactly what I wanted to send out. Some of these I'm just not happy with. But then, periodically, I'll do one of these that turns out just gnarly on the back. And then the very next one is one like this that's nearly perfect. This was this afternoon. And so it's been very frustrating trying to get this dialed in. And then, every time you don't know really what it's going to be like unless you're standing over it, and with time being limited, can't do it all the time. And so you push the button and hope for the best, and sometimes it turns out just terrible, sometimes it turns out just fine. I can't figure out what the problem is.
So here's the deal. I'm going to give these to Jandy so Jandy can start shipping these out along with the Cornaments.
We're getting really close to having all.
If you get a perfect one, better luck next time. But if you get one of these, just know he was really frustrated. There were words spoken over this ornament right here that make this
make
this one special.
If you get it,
they are one of a kind.
Because at this point it's holding up everything going out. If you get it and you're not satisfied, shoot me a message. I'll figure out a way to get you a good one. I'm really, really, really irritated with how a couple of them have turned out. And so he's heard me griping about them for the last 2 months without having seen any of them.
But I finally saw them today.
Traveling. And he's like, oh, that's not that bad.
I mean, it's the back of them.
I know.
It's the back.
I know, but the back of some of them are just so nice. So nice. I'm not happy. I'm not happy with it. I'm not happy with it because I don't want to send these out to you. I'm not happy with it because it's frustrating that my 3D printer is not working the way that it ought to be working, and I can't get it figured out. And so, when I'm done printing these, I want to print some other things with it. I like using it.
That's true.
The fact that it's not consistent right now is very frustrating.
You can start printing the 2020 ornaments.
Jeez. Yeah, how many are you going to promise of those to give away?
No more than 100.
Mm-hmm. Great. When are you getting a printer? Be good. I mean, look, if I get a resin printer, you can promise whatever you want. Those are really generally
cool.
Reliable. Yeah. So
all right. So we're back.
Coming soon.
We're back.
For now. Hopefully for good, but for now at least. This week, for sure. Maybe next week, hopefully.
I mean, you said it so well earlier about how... What did you say? This channel.
The channel is a part of our life, and not the other way around, right? And so it is. We both enjoy the channel, and we enjoy it being a part of our life. However, it is not our life. It is not our business. It is fun and something that we enjoy doing. But keeping it in perspective is also really important. And so when there literally is no time. Or when the only time, when it is a choice, when it's a choice between spending the one day a month that I might not be traveling at home with my kids, or spending it in the shop filming videos, I'm going to choose my kids every time.
Yeah. What did your daughter do today?
Sure. So we had a really exciting day. Really, really exciting day. Today we baptized Ender, 7-year-old. And so that was phenomenal. We had friends and family there from previous churches, from just people that have never attended our church, and then our church just gathering around. And one of my favorite things about the day, we had a ton of people there. And I heard over and over and over again, "Who's that? Who's that? Who's that?" And I love that because it's a strong reminder that the faith of my son that he was demonstrating today, that he was professing today and choosing to be baptized, is something that has not just come from me and my wife. It's come from countless people praying for me and my wife as we've raised our kids, praying for our kids, and then them personally being a part of my kids' lives, pouring into them and discipling them on a personal level. And I love that family members, I love that people from our church were asking who are these other people that they didn't know, people that have had a strong impact in the lives of my kids. And so it was great. Took a beautiful picture of my daughter, her blonde curly hair.
Cute. She had her grandma's knit cap on, right?
That's right. It was just gorgeous. And then 4 hours later, she comes downstairs having cut her own hair because she didn't like how it was touching her ears. So she's going to be getting a pixie haircut tomorrow because it's bad. It's bad. The good news is it's just hair. It grows back. We're not upset about it. My wife and I immediately just kind of laughed and said, you know, we've made it 7 years. It's the first time we've had a haircut situation, so can't be mad. Kids do it. They do it. And
yeah, way overdue, actually.
That's right. That's right. And so it had to be a little bit delicate about how we posted about it, because we know for some people that's a really big deal, really, really upsetting. And so we had to make it clear that we're laughing about it, like we're not mad, we're not upset. It's funny.
So then, what did you type on Facebook?
Well, I meant to type not upset, not upset. Typed got upset, autocorrect. So the first few comments were not great. So I had to go back, fix it, add a stipulation on the front end, said, FYI, we're laughing about this. I did tag it, hashtag Markwood Adventures, hashtag about time after 7 years, and hashtag clip happens. So.
Yes, it does. So what do you think of Esoterica Dunbar?
It's gone. I smoked it quick. Real quick. It's gone. I like it. Should we smoke it next week? No, we can't.
No, we got.
I know. But I would smoke it.
So, Martin, thank you so much.
Yeah,
we have many other tobaccos that Martin supplied us, as well as other people. So we're going to continue to smoke through that overage from Tobacco Advent. But thank you, Martin, for thinking of us for this. If you don't know Martin over a pipe, check out his channel. We'll link to that below. And I guess we'll see you next week.
Yeah, probably. It's good to be back. Hope you guys are having a good start to your year. I'll see you next week.
Make it a great week.